Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make these Mickey ears inspired by the Haunted Mansion ride. So I'm using this pin as inspiration. We're going to go into the Notes app, press the little plus sign, and click Scan Documents in order to get a flat scan of this pin to use as a stencil for later on. So I'm going to just adjust the box as close as I can to just the photo of Madame Leota, so I can just get a scan of her face and hair. And then we got something that looks like this. Next, we're going to print out multiple copies of the scan we took. In Word, I scaled the page to be life-sized. Then I took what will become the crystal ball ear with Madame Leota, and I held it up to the screen to make sure that our scans fit perfectly in the dimensions of the plastic orb. Now let's review the supplies we need for this craft. You'll need 2 printed copies of the scans, at least 2 craft ornaments, different colors of felt, a headband, I suggest one with holes in it, some fake flowers. I got black baby's breath and pink and green hydrangeas to be a little bit more morbid, clear nylon thread, a miniature candelabra, some white or gray tulle, an X-Acto knife, a bow, preferably a morbid color, a pair of scissors, and there goes Pip, a hot glue gun, some super glue, a Sharpie or 2, and a pair of pliers. I forgot to mention that you'll need tweezers and some thick wire. First, we're going to pick out 4 colors of felt, one for her hair, one for her face, one for her eyelids, and one for everything else. Then we're going to use the half of the craft ornament with a smaller rim to measure out the hair color of felt, which will act as our base and will fit perfectly inside the ornament. Next, we're going to use scissors and an X-Acto knife to cut out all of the details of Madame Leota, including her hair, her eyelids, eyebrows, eyelashes, and lips. We're going to start off easy by tracing her face on the face color and cutting that out so that it will then be layered on top of the hair color felt, like so. We're getting a little bit more detailed now. We're going to trace out her eyelids on the eyelid color felt and make sure that those work well, layered on top of the face felt. The Sharpies didn't work on the black felt, so I'm just going to hold up the paper to the black felt and cut as I trace around the paper. So there we have the lips. Repeat for the eyelashes and eyebrows. My super glue has a pour nozzle or a brush, so using the brush side, I'm just going to super glue all of the different pieces of felt onto Madame Leota's hair color and form her face. I didn't mention before, but tweezers do come in handy at this part if you don't want to get too much super glue and felt fibers stuck to your fingers. Her eyelashes were quite difficult to cut out, so I did kind of improv those, but I think they turned out well. Alrighty, we'll give her a nose a little later on, but for now we're going to work on her hair. This was also quite difficult to cut out, so I kind of improved this as well. Kind of cut out a little bit and then measured it and then cut a little bit more, but I made sure that I had plenty of black felt left just in case I messed up. But then I went ahead and super glued her curls onto the hair felt. Initially, I drew on her nose with a black Sharpie, but I didn't quite like it because it wasn't as 3D as the rest of her face. So I cut out a little nose for her and super glued that on. Okay, all done with probably the hardest part of this craft. Next, we're going to attach the bow to the headband. I just used a wire from a twist tie to do this. I kind of wrapped it through the hair bow and then wrapped it around the headband a couple of times to make sure it was secure. Okay, let's start making the ears. So on one side we're going to have the Madame Leota crystal ball. I put the felt circle into one side of the craft ornament, no glue needed, and put tulle on the other side to signify smoke. For the other ear, we're going to take the miniature candelabra and take off these jewelry loops. I think this was supposed to be a necklace, but we don't need these loops, so we're just going to go ahead and take them off. Next, we're going to tie some clear nylon onto opposite arms on the candelabra so it can hang suspended like so. I put a little dab of super glue on both of the knots I made just to make sure to hold them tight, and then I clipped off the extra string but left the long string for later. This next step is a little tricky, but the super glue dries quickly, so you want to suspend the mini candelabra in 1/2 of a craft ornament and super glue the strings so that it kind of hangs suspended like this and doesn't touch any part of the craft ornament. And then you'll go ahead and shut the other side onto it and add in a little bit of that tulle to give that kind of smoky, moody effect. And then you'll go ahead and snip off the extra string. This next part took a little maneuvering as well, but you're going to take your wire and wrap it around the base of both of the craft ornaments so that it kind of points down like this. And then I went ahead and put it into the headband through the holes like that, and then used my pliers to kind of wrap it around the headband so that it was nice and secure. The thicker the wire and stronger the wire, the better, just because both of these ears are going to be on the heavier side, and you just want to make sure that they kind of stay up and don't fall down, and as you're moving your head around, you want to make sure they're nice and sturdy. Okay, we're on my personal favorite part. We're going to be decorating with fake flowers. So I went ahead and used some pliers to snip and pull off some sprigs of the fake flowers. And then I hot glued them all around the headband to kind of disperse them evenly and cover up any unsightly wires or any hot glue or anything like that to kind of make it look all put together. And this is the final product, and I really like how it turned out, and I hope you do too. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.